Greetings, Leo. This is Terra Lumination. We're doing this unusual playlist because I feel obliged to do so. I've stated in the other reports recently that I feel March is a gateway period, especially because of the March Pisces new moon, March 6th, at the same time as the ingress of Uranus into Taurus. So I'm linking this with this, calling it going through the gateway, and then what does that mean? What now? What now? Because we're basically entering unknown territory, okay? So that's why we're doing this. So what I'm asking people to do is to imagine you are on a cruise ship or one of those magical mystery bus rides or something, and you are being dropped off and delivered to your next destination. And Terra Lumination is part tour guide, part concierge, part what do they call it? The person at the front door, you know, the gate, the host. I'm not even the host. It's just very simple. Imagine Terra Lumination is the person handing out the brochures when you arrive off of your cruise ship to the next little destination, and you arrive at the local historical center, the community center, the local art museum, the local gallery. If you're in a big city, maybe the Museum of Art, or maybe the Museum of Culture, and whatever it is, some kind of place where you've never been before. All you get is one little tiny brochure and a few words of like, hello, welcome, thank you for being here, enjoy your visit. Well, and you head into the unknown. You're going through a gateway, and everybody goes through the same gateway, but they have a different experience. I'm trying to convey that feeling here, okay, Leo? Allow yourself to be completely innocent, free, and open, ready to receive anything you can possibly imagine. Just like you're arriving at one of these places after you get off the cruise ship, okay? So everything is new, weird, and different. What now? What now? What now? So we're gonna have a look at that. Just a very quick glimpse here at the Astrodoodles. The Pisces new moon is up here for you in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources. And I think that is having a profound connection with your 10th house of career. So you might feel some very strange shifts and changes happening to you, Leos, in the way that you integrate with very deeply significant others and how that impacts your destiny in the world. And it might be weird, disorienting, or uncomfortable, but certainly for sure, it will be new. Even if you're in a very stable lifestyle or whatever, and you've got everything figured out, at the very gut core level, at the subliminal level, things are changing fundamentally forever. So you might as well get used to it. And all I'm trying to do here is give a little bit of perspective so you can have the best chance possible of getting a glimpse of this new thing without being disoriented and feeling like, oh, I want to just leave the building and I want to get back on the cruise ship and just go back to my cabin and have a drink. Okay, that's not going to happen. It's not allowed with Terra Lumination, okay? We have to move forward. We have to evolve, adapt, grow, or else, okay? With Terra Lumination, we want you to blossom. We want you to blossom, otherwise you wither, okay? I learned that from Love Triber, okay? So there you go. I'm passing it on. I'm paying respects to one of the visitors to the channel. Cards are well shuffled in advance. We're going to keep this very short, sweet, and simple, and you can reinterpret however you want, okay? Okay, this is for you. I'm going to put this aside, Leo, because we'll come to this in a moment. This is the energy of surrender, which nobody likes to do. Nobody wants to do, but it can be one of the most powerful tools of evolution at your disposal. Over here, here's the energy. Here's the situation, okay? By the way, we're broadcasting from over here. Can you see this? Right over here. This is where Terra Lumination is right now, okay? Right now, right there. Can you see where this is on the globe? Anyway, I'm not going to tell you. You can figure it out. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges with all this new stuff I just talked about. And here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, and also think of the energy of the weather, circumstantial energy, influences around you, life, world, people, changes, everything, the planets, all of it. You have the Chariot, okay? My feeling is this is a really strong message. Like, it's a very, to me, it feels very awkward, very uncomfortable. It's like a message, a very well-intended message, but imagine your angels, your invisible friends, your guardians, all of that, putting a very clear hand on your shoulder and saying, "Dear Leo, please understand, this is a chance for really you to get your act together, okay? So please don't be scared by that thing we talked about over here. Please don't be scared of this new moon and where it's taking you regarding intimacy and the sharing of deep resources and going deeper and deeper into your own psyche, especially in the context of learning that and how it works with a significant other. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what it means. So be very grateful for the significant other in your life with whom you are getting to have this experience of going deeper into the world of intimacy, because that is going to have a profound effect on your destiny in this world, okay? So that's what I'm suggesting here. In other words, Leo, you are the sign of courage, okay? So it's very important. It's a strong message here. Be courageous, be strong. Please see this as a chance, an opportunity, and a mandate for you to get your life together in ways that you've never actually really had to do before, especially if you're already successful and happy and comfortable in your world. And then you start to notice really weird shifts and changes that are quite disorienting. So how do you deal with that? That's what I'm sensing over here. The Chariot is basically saying, please, Leo, see this as an opportunity. Like anything and everything that's not working for you in terms of career and your observations of a new vista unfolding in front of you and how that's going to work in your most significant relationships where you have to intimate. All of that stuff is connected, okay? Those things that I showed you on the chart, they're connected because you're going to evolve. Basically, it's all about evolve, grow, adapt, or else. So if you don't do that, if you go into denial, if you refuse to surrender to the new energies, if you refuse to take advantage of this opportunity, get off the cruise ship, walk through the front gates of this new thing in front of you, no matter how weird, accept the brochure from Tarot Lumination, accept the pat on your shoulder from your invisible friends. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Please see this as your chance to get your act together. Okay? Or else, in other words, otherwise you just squander the opportunity. Okay? You know, when we talk about these experiences, let's just say on all the other reports, all the other 11 reports, each storyline is different. It's the same phenomenon, Uranus into Taurus, Pisces new moon, but it affects each one of us differently, okay? So that's why I distill it down into a gateway and then the big question mark, what now? Well, this is the what now, okay? Let's have a look. What's the situation here? Okay, with the 9 of Cups, my feeling is that, again, this feels to me like it's in question. It feels, again, it's really, really awkward. The Taurus energy is essentially astrologically a hard square to you, Leo. Taurus and Leo, that's a hard square. There's your 10th house over here. There's your first house over here. And you've got a 7-year journey opening up to you. You're at the gateway moment of this new thing unfolding in front of you. And my feeling is that this is like OMG, gulp. My happiness, my own personal sense of happiness is at stake here. In other words, if I don't get my act together, then I am not going to be happy. And Leo, it's almost like your day job to be happy, okay? So and to radiate and glow and be an inspiration to others, to be courageous, to do those bold things that we all wish we could do if we had like a prominent Leo factor in our chart. So with the Nine of Cups here, my feeling is that I'm feeling it as a gulp, an OMG moment, like, oh my God, my happiness is at stake. I love to be happy. I want to be happy. I like to be happy without having to be dependent on anyone else, okay? Without having to have my happiness contingent upon an intimate sharing energy relationship dynamic between myself and some form of significant other. That is a problem to me, okay? That's this energy here, okay? All right? So I know other readers could interpret this in different ways, but I'm just giving you the movie as I feel it, okay? To me, this is like watching a little tiny short film, and I'm just trying to narrate as we go along. So this looks like it's very destabilizing. Well, it's not destabilizing, it's just that the destabilization of your sense of career and destiny in this world is very uncomfortable for you, especially if you've already had a predetermined, pre-designed, already effective and workable, more or less, sense of destiny, goal, mission, direction in life in this world. And all of that is now deeply in question. Deeply, deeply in question. So what's the challenge with all of this? How to handle it. The challenge is how to handle it at the gut level, the core level, the heart level. So with the King of Cups here, my feeling is that this particular gateway moment here, this gateway, which is defined by Uranus and Taurus and the Pisces new moon, in other words, these two things here and here that happened simultaneously just very recently, this is a pivotal, game-changing moment. I see it as a gateway. There's a gate. There's life behind and before going through the gateway, and there's life after you go through the gateway and the new stuff that unfolds for you. And my feeling is that this is at the most, okay, let's say it again. At the most Piscean way, the most delicate, sensitive way, is very unsettling for you. It's very uncomfortable for you to have to change, Leo, especially if you've already got some fixed ideas about what works and how things should go and the way they should go and why they should go the way they go. So the challenge is how, for you, it's like, how am I supposed to handle all this internal, emotional, psychological goop that I have to deal with as I am being forced by the astrological precedents out there to go deeper inside of myself in order for my life and destiny to unfold. How am I going to handle that? Because it's extremely uncomfortable. It means I have to live in a state of being forced to be really like my most, I don't know, majestic self, my most highly integrated self in order to handle it. And that's a problem, especially if you're comfortable. It's almost like comfort is a warning sign right now. Comfort is a warning sign. Like if you're really comfortable, please be prepared to be uncomfortable. If you're coming in through the gateway, pretend you got off the cruise ship, you just walked through the front doors, you've got the Tarot Lumination brochure of here it is, this new exhibition. It's called Life, and we're calling it Through the Gateway, What Now? And then you're supposed to figure it all out. My feeling is that it's actually really uncomfortable for you. It's almost like you'd rather just turn around and leave and go back to the cruise ship, okay? And of course, that's not allowed. The gateway only goes one way. You have to go forward. The only way out is through, okay? So how are we going to deal with this? Okay, more King's energy. So this makes sense, okay? You know, Leo being the king sign, the energy of king, you know, kingship, whether you're male or female, forget the gender, okay? With the King of Swords here, my feeling is that the way to handle the situation is understand that you're kind of being called out. It's almost like the energies of heaven and the planets are calling you out, basically saying, okay, Okay, Leo. So how are you going to do this, Leo? How are you going to actually step up and be the most awesome Leo possible and get your life together next level style? We're going next level here, whether you like it or know it or not. In other words, it's almost like Terra Illumination. My job was to make sure I did not tell you what would actually happen when you get through the gateway. Otherwise, you would have run. Okay? So my job is to basically say, everything's going to be fine, Leo. Okay? Just understand that this is a great opportunity to recalibrate, get your life together. Okay? And you're kind of going, I don't know if I want to do this. And then you understand deep down, no, I really, really don't want to do this. This is calling me out. This is way too much pressure. I don't deserve this. I'm a Leo. I don't do that kind of stuff. I get other people to do things for me. Sorry, I'm taking it too far there. But my feeling with the King of Swords here is that you actually have to do this. You're going to have to be the Leo, the most optimal Leo, and get your act together in a very, very, what I think of is in a very determined, methodical, majestic, honorable, highly integral way that you've never really been called upon to do before. And that's just awkward, because it's almost like, pretend I'm the Leo, okay? Like, hey, Tio, that's not fair. You just told me this is like the next exhibition. We got off the cruise ship. Here's your brochure. And now look at all this stuff you're showing me. That's not fair. I'm a Leo. You should have given me a heads up, you know? And then Terra Illumination says, well, I'm sorry, dear Leo. If I had done that, then you wouldn't go through the gateway. You would consign yourself to evolutionary stagnation. So I had to withhold this energy, this information here, and for you to find out for yourself. And then Leo, you go like, okay, I get it. So I'm going to have to wear the crown. I'm already like a Leo, but what you're saying is I have to wear the crown and live by example, go through this, deal with all this stuff. I'm going to have to learn the hard way, the long way, go through this. Almost like, to me, this almost feels like a journey, like having to recalibrate your whole life from scratch when it comes to how you deal with people at the most profound level, especially if it comes to things like joint finances, business, new activities, new career, new destiny. And then realizing, like, I have to get my act together. I have to put on, it's almost like I have to wear the crown. Sometimes the crown of being a Leo is very heavy, okay? But this is, to me, the message is that you have to do this. You have to get on top of this. You have to be like almost like more Leo than ever before. You have to stare down all the scary, disorienting things that are inevitably going to happen to you over the next 7 years. So you might as well put on the robe, put on the gowns, get yourself fully armed in any way, shape, or form that you have to do in your full majesty, and then go for it. Get on with the journey and just freaking go for it, okay? You can handle it, Leo. There's no question about you not being able to handle it. It's just that it might feel like it's a lot of pressure that you would not have invited. Let's put it that way. You would not have invited this. You might have been thinking like, man, I just wanted to sign on for the cruise ship, for it's supposed to be fun. And this is actually really challenging. And then Terra Illumination says, well, it's, you know, I'm just the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. All right. So in order to evolve, grow, adapt, or else, it means typically having to give up something. There's a tremendous power in surrender. These cards are called the power of surrender. Okay. Surrender is just so contradictory to the ego. It doesn't make any sense. The worst thing you could do is surrender to anything or anyone. But in this case, it's one of the most powerful tools in your toolkit for evolution, growth, and adaptation. in order to survive and grow and get back to being happy, being classic Leo, happy with life, happy in your creative self-expression, happy in your world, your domain. So I'm just going to pull the one card. We're going to read it. There's no big book that goes with this or anything. We're just going to interpret this ourselves, okay? I'm going to cut it all up. And just in a moment, we're going to pull the top card. And here it is already. You've just seen it. It's right here in front of you. This is your card. Okay. It says, surrender obsessive thinking. I will read it for you. Dear Leo, if you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring your clarity or even solve the problem. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. I think this message is very much to do with the disorienting energy that's probably coming to you from the Pisces new moon over here in terms of your energy in how you relate at the most intimate level with a significant other, like a business partner, a spouse, a lover, a child, a parent, someone who's very, very close to you. And I'll just read it again, okay? If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. The dilemma is almost like a stimulant. It's a trigger that's telling you that you need to evolve and grow. Think of it. Think of the Pisces new moon right there in your 8th house. You need to evolve and grow when it comes to the energies of intimacy. You can't obsess about it. And my feeling is obsessing about it means trying to figure out ways that you can get things back to the old days, to the status quo and the way things that work, so that you don't have to evolve or grow or deal with the pressure that's happening in that part of your life. So turn the dilemma over to spirit. Classic Pisces stuff, okay? Basically say, you know what? I give up. I freaking just give up. You be you, I'll be me, and I will just reconfigure myself according to the new stuff that's happening. There's no point in me trying to think my way around all this stuff, that there is a logical solution to any of it. There is no logical solution. The only solution is to surrender, okay? And then allow a new solution to unfold in front of you. Rather than trying to think it through, allow your feelings to go through. Love and be loved. Obviously, classic tarot illumination. Be loving, be loved, be loving, be loving and be loved, be loving and be loved, rather than trying to calculate a military or strategic win that works for you without allowing for the huge changes that are also happening in significant others in your life. Please remember, okay, Leo, that you have significant others in your life who are going through their own version of the same thing, whatever their chart looks like. So, okay, so they are evolving and changing and going through their own gateway moment, just like you. And if you try to calculate your way through this, most of thinking is to do with how to solve a problem so that it works for me to get things back to the way you think they should be. That's not going to help anybody. This is all about surrendering to spirit, allowing the energy of divinity to operate and become active in your life, because that's going to affect your destiny, okay? Those last few words that I just said, those are the most important words in this whole reading. I can't repeat them because I don't even know what they were. I advise you to, I would recommend, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but do a quick action replay over the last minute of this video, okay? Thank you very much, Leo. All the best. You can handle it. You can handle it. You're a Leo. Jeepers, come on. All right. Bye-bye.